With Stellar Forge mining, I want to go ahead and walk you through a tutorial that's going to show you how to set up F2Pool, what the pool accounts mean, what the stratum addresses mean, and then also how to actually get to your Antminer or your other machine and add the stratum addresses and all of that real quick. So if you're experiencing either first time setup or you've got a fault light on your machine right now and you need to figure that out, let's start here and we'll talk through. So if you don't have an F2Pool.com account, go ahead and set one of those up. You can go to F2Pool.com, click the create account here, and then it will ask you for a username. Make sure you use something that you don't mind being publicly accessible for your mining operation. This will be your core account, and then go ahead and put your username password in there, and it's going to ask you to set up your actual multi-factor authentication for everything to work. So I already have set up an account, Stellar Forge info right here. When you first log in, this is the username that we used to set up when we created the account here. It'll appear up here. This is really important because this is your base account that all of your workers, or your miners in this case, same thing, are going to roll up under. So for example, it would be stellar info as the main account, .001 for worker 1, .002, or whatever I decide to call that actual worker, okay? So when you first log into F2Pool, this is a little different because it's very blank. They decided to make everything universal, and it's controlled by this here. So if you're setting up an L7, which we are today, an Antminer L7, you're going to go ahead and click this Litecoin button here, and it's going to pull up the same thing. It's going to say you have not set your payout addresses yet, so you can click here and go ahead and set those. If you click that, it'll pull up by default your Litecoin selection here under your Stellar Info account, which is the test account here. You can also get to this page by clicking your username up here and clicking account settings, and then it'll pull this up here. For the L7, or depending upon which miner you're actually setting up with F2Pool, there are different options. So for example, with Bitcoin, you can be receiving merged mining payouts that are also happening. So while you're mining Bitcoin, you could be getting HTR merged mining, NMC merged mining credits, and ELA merged mining. These are just different types of tokens so that you can get the mining coins in addition to what you're mining for Bitcoin. Same way when it comes to Litecoin. So the other particular piece here is adding your Litecoin address and then adding your Doge address. If you don't have this Doge address or the alternative mining coins address put in here, which is on the Dogecoin network, Dogecoin one word, network address, typically starts with a letter, not a number. You will not start accumulating your rewards. So you really need to fill in both Litecoin and Doge in order to get those rewards off of your account. We're not going to get into much more detail on here. If you want to, take a look at our other tutorial, which is setting up and configuring F2Pool. So we have, okay, home here for Litecoin. You notice there's nothing here. We're going to go down here. If you scroll down to the bottom of this page, the home page, you're going to find the pool addresses. And what you need to do is once you've found the IP address of your particular miner here, L7, it's going to log in and look something like this. Everything is abnormal, okay, because we don't have any settings here. If it's a brand new miner, it's going to look completely blank, but you're going to have a network status of abnormal until you go into settings and set up your pools, your miner name, and your password. We'll talk about that real quick. So go back to your F2Pool, Litecoin, your home screen where you were. These are the pool addresses. You're going to add 3 different pool addresses here. There's pool 1, there's pool 2. So let's go back here and copy. Click the copy button and go here. And then you're going to go here again and copy these over here. These are alternative pools. So essentially the pool priority is this, which means my miner is going to show up as a worker to pool 1. If for some reason it can't get to pool 1, it'll go to pool 2. If for some reason pool 2 not available, pool 3. These are the priority orders for the US and also the recommended priority order, which just means, just like a worker out in the real world, if you show up to a job and they've already got the amount of people, or for some reason something's wrong with that job, it can go to the next pool, right, and show up. So here's where we need to talk about the miner name. So how do I create this? Do I need to register it with F2Pool? No, you don't. Here's what we're going to do. Go back to F2Pool. Up here it says Stellar Info. Okay, that's our account. And then everything is denominated and named by this. Put a dot after Stellar Info. And then if we're naming the first miner, we could do .1. We could do .001, we could do .01, we could say .L71, whatever you want to do. This does not need to be set up here, because the only thing F2Pool cares about is this first name, this username account, and then these are the names that you're going to use to track. So if you have miner 1, it could be miner 1. If miner 2, you're going to put miner 2 here. You're going to copy this right here over to each one of these fields, because remember, this is the miner name, not a denomination like number 1, number 2, number 3. It actually is to this miner, and this is miner 1. So in that example, miner 1 is going to show up to this address for work. If it can't show up to that address for work, miner 1 is now going to go to the second pool for work. And miner 1 can also alternatively go to the third location for work if it gets rejected. All the passwords are optional, so you can add anything you want here. X, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Doesn't even matter what you put here. You can put hello. It'll work. And the reason why is because F2Pool thinks that or any pool thinks that if you are showing up, your miner is showing up to work for this account, and you configured it, then it must be okay to let it work. This does not compromise security or anything, because think about it this way. If you had an employee and you sent them to job site 1, would you need to send them with a password? No, because they think if somebody's showing up on your behalf and you're paying for that person to be there, then it must be they're going to be making money for you. So in this case, the miner is the same way. Why would you need a password? Because there is something required on your side, which is electricity and paying for the miner. So if it shows up under this account, somebody else could add a miner to your account, which is great because they would be paying for the electric and the machine and making money for you. So in this case, it doesn't even matter. So let's go ahead and put that there. We are going to go ahead and click save here because I want to keep this one short. And we just put the password as XXX. If this is miner number 2, you're going to put .002 or .002, .002, .003, .003, .003. The thing that matters is your username from your pool account at the very beginning, and then whatever miner name you want to put here to allow you to understand what your miner is. Most of the time in the data center, we will use the last 4 digits of the serial number because it's easy for us to locate stuff by the last 4 digits. So when somebody calls in, we say, what is your username for that particular one, and miner ID, and they'll give us the miner ID. So that went ahead and saved. Now what you're going to see here is you see the real time, everything is normal, network status is back to normal, and this is back to normal as well. So we will talk with you soon. At all links, do not go through and factory reset if you have that abnormal when it starts. You really need to go through all the stuff that I just mentioned here. Sometimes factory restores can get you into problems, so make sure you configured everything correctly and you are good to go. Hope you're having a great day. If you have any questions, reach out to these videos. We try to get back to everybody. Our website's stellarforgemining.com. Take care.